Some things have been buried for too long, waiting to see the light of day, waiting in the darkness for the right moment to surface. Tonight, we break the seal on one of them. I'm Jake, and this is The Vault, a collection of stories lost to time. What you're about to hear changes everything. But we can't continue without your help. Subscribe and ensure these stories are never forgotten. Leave a like to let the algorithm know the truth must be heard. And vote in the comments. Your curiosity guides our next descent. Now, let's open the first file. Our first song is called Spirit of the Wolf. It's about freedom and connection. It's set in the backdrop of winter in the woods. Enjoy this first video and let us know what you think.
I was born beneath the northern moon, where silence learns to speak. Raised by shadow mountains, humble, proud, and meek. They taught me strength ain't measured by how loud a wolf can cry, but how you hold your ground when the storm rolls by. I walk beside my brother, never one to kneel. Freedom burns inside me like a brand beneath the steel. I know my place within the pack, but I won't bow too low. The spirit of the wolf runs deeper than they know. I am free within the order, I am loyal to the line. Bound by blood and instinct, yet the moon still calls me mine. No master but the mountain, no leash, no chain, no lie. Spirit of the wolf, I live, I breathe, I try. We hunt in silent rhythm, we move as one heartbeat. But I still dream of rivers where the sky and wild meet. I'll guard my kin with fury, I'll fight but never tame. A loyal son of nature, with no thirst for fame. There's power in surrender, and there's freedom in the code. The strongest walk with patience on the longest road. And when I lift my head to howl beneath that silver sky, I'm not begging for permission, I'm reminding them why. Calls me mine. No master but the mountain, no leash, no chain, no lie. Spirit of the wolf, I live, I breathe, I try. Spirit of the wolf, free within the fold.
Before we continue our regular program, we have some unfinished business to tend to. Our announcement got over 1,000 views in 4 hours. You went at that algorithm like a pack of rabid wolves on a deer. Thank you. Now let's continue the show. The Vault's radio has been active. It's been sending signals. 3 transmissions have come through, waiting to be released. Choose wisely, because only one of them is going in production next. Our first song is a telling about an old, cursed coal mine. The scene is set with the disappearance of a little girl and a mother's curse. The song is called Canary in the Coal Mine. And if you like this song, type canary in the chat. So without further ado, let's enjoy a fragment of the song.
I was there the day they found her dress, white as bone in that darkness, nothing less. Her mama cursed the ground that took her child, said this earth will claim you all in time. They laughed at her, called her mad with grief, but I felt something shift beneath my feet. 40 years I worked these tunnels deep, and I know when stone don't wanna sleep. Now the new boys here singing in the shack, down where Tunnel 7 splits in half. They follow voices that ain't really there, come back with black dust in their hair. I tell them that's a girl who never came home. They say, oh man, it's just the way sound carries through stone. But I've seen this before, I know this song. The mountain's hungry and one day long, belong.
Imagine waking up, not being able to move and sensing a presence, feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and powerlessness. First, you can't quite make out what you see, but then a distinct shadow becomes clear. It just stands there, watching, and you know it's got your number. Our next song is called The Hat Man. Be sure to type Hat Man in the chat if you like this song. And if you ever experienced sleep paralysis, let us know what you think. Let's see if you can handle a snippet of this song.
Three in the morning, can't move a muscle in my bed. There's a shadow in the corner, wearing something on his head. A wide-brimmed hat, a long black coat, standing perfectly still. He's been watching me for hours, bending me to his will. They say he's just a nightmare, sleep paralysis they claim. But I've seen him every night now, and he knows me by my name. No eyes, no face, just darkness shaped like a man. The Hat Man's come to visit, part of some eternal plan. Can't scream, can't move, can't look away. He's feeding on my terror, making me his prey. The Hat Man stands there watching at the foot end of my bed. So The headman stands there watching.
Fate is something you can't escape, but what if you tried to? What if you take preventive measures, stalling tactics, take matters in your own hands? Can you truly outrun karma? Or is the sword of Damocles always swinging above your head? Our next song doesn't seem to think so because its title is The Sword Always Falls. Type Damocles in the chat to let us know this is what you want to see next.
Let's cut out a portion of this song for you to judge.
I sat upon the golden throne you said was mine to claim. Felt the weight of power whisper my own name. But high above the velvet, shining sharp and clear, that silver point of consequence hung waiting for me here. They told me you're the master of all you survey, but every king is prisoner at the end of the day. For every choice a consequence, for every crown a cost, and every moment precious from the moment it is tossed. I tried to cut the hair myself to cheat the waiting blade, made bargains with the darkness, every promise that I made. But the sword just swung in mocking arcs above my foolish head, reminding me that some decisions can't be undone or fled. The sword always falls no matter how we plead. For every hungry action there is a hungry need. You can sit the throne and tell yourself you're master of it all, but the sword of Damocles remembers every single fall.
One of these songs will become our next investigation. But now, let's return to tonight's program. Our next song tells the old tale about a spiritual oath. An oath made by a lumberjack struck by the timber fever. I make this promise to return from the beyond, to tell my peers their fate. What happens next? Hear the song and find out.
We gathered around his bunk bed when the timber fever came. His lungs were filling up with ice, his body racked with pain. Old Anders held his calloused hand and spoke the words out clear. You go ahead and scout the trail, then come back, tell us here. Swear on the stumps we've fallen, swear on the camps we've known. Come back and tell us what you've seen when you reach that frozen throne. Is there warmth beyond the winter? Is there rest beyond the sorrow? Anders pressed his thumb to blood and sealed it with the law. The fever took him Thursday when the mercury went down. We hauled him to the frozen ground outside the timber town. We marked his grave with crossed axes bound in copper wire. And every man stood silent as the snow began to climb higher. We went back to our falling, back to Douglas fir and pine. We worked until our hands bled and our backs began to break in time. But in the bunkhouse after dark, when the lanterns burn low, we listen to the forest and the secrets in the snow. Oh, the lumberjack's oath, sworn in fevered cold, to cross the veil of winter and return with tales untold. To tell us, is there mercy past these mountains draped in white, or just the endless cutting when we slip into the night? Then came the blizzard season when the wind began to scream. 6 weeks after burial on the cusp of winter's dream, we huddled round the pot-belly stove, our breath like ghosts in air, when something scratched the timber walls with movements like a prayer. The door, it rattled on its hinges, but no man moved to rise. We heard his boots upon the threshold, heard his rasping hollow sighs. And when that door swung open wide, the fire turned to blue. There stood old Anders in the frame, but Anders wasn't Anders anymore. His skin was bark, his beard was moss, his eyes were frozen lakes. His fingers stretched like birch tree roots, his breath was winter's ache. He tried to speak, but only wind came howling through his chest, a sound like 10,000 pines all falling to their rest. He raised one twisted timber hand and pointed to the north, where Aurora Borealis danced in green unholy forth, then gestured to his hollow mouth where tongue and teeth were gone, and vanished like the morning mist when dawn comes creeping on. Oh, the lumberjack's oath, he kept his solemn word, came back to tell us everything but couldn't speak a word. Showed us there's no heaven past these mountains crowned in ice, just a silent transformation, just the forest's ancient price. We found his grave split open in the morning's gray light, the crossed axes scattered, the copper wire wound tight around the nearby saplings like he tried to pull himself free. And every man among us knew what waited for we. We never logged that section where old Anders made his bed, and when the new men ask us, we just shake our grizzled heads. Some oaths are kept in silence, some debts are paid in wood, and every lumberjack who falls becomes the forest where he stood.
Double Dip Friday is here. This Friday, you get not one, but two premieres. First one is a song called Strong Oak Bends, and it's about dealing with a parent with dementia. I know this will hit home with a lot of you. Here's a snippet of the song. Let us know what you think, and check it out Friday at 8.
My old man, still that strong man he always was. His hands still work the wood with the same strength, because they remember what his mind's begun to misplace. That familiar determination still lines his face. He told the same story twice just today, about the 65 harvest and the price of hay. Same fire burning in his weathered eyes. Can't see what I'm seeing, my heart breaking inside. Left his keys in the door again last night. Stood in the kitchen asking where's the light. That switch ain't moved in 30 years or more, but something's shifting behind that door. He's the oak tree in winter, standing tall, but I hear that cold wind start to call. The roots run deep, but branches start to shake. I'm holding on to every breath we take.
Now for our next premiere, that stays locked until Friday. But what I can tell you, it's not quite what you're used to. Imagine Latin dembo and Dutch hardcore making sweet love and having a baby. The song is called Rio to Amsterdam, and you will hear it here, Friday, 8:05. And that's it for these announcements. Let's get back to our regular programming. We're diving deep into the shadows, exploring a song that's been haunting me since I first heard it. We're going to break down the lyrics, the psychology, and the profound spiritual questions. A piece of dark Americana that flips the script on the classic possession or addiction story. So, how did this song come into existence? It started with a simple, unsettling thought. What if the person who is possessed, or addicted, or oppressed isn't the one who suffers the most? What if they become a vessel, a tool, and the real target is everyone they love? This idea moves away from the typical narrative of personal struggle and torment. It positions the protagonist as a walking, breathing tragedy for others, a typhoid Mary of the soul. The song aims to capture the horror not of being haunted, but of becoming the haunt itself. The song is called I Am the Host, and it premieres November 28th, right here on this channel. Here's the intro to the song that should shed shivers to your spine.
Damnation like a second skin. The holy water burns where I have been. My shadow doesn't follow where I walk. It leads the way in some unholy talk. I see the faithful cross the street to avoid my touch. They sense the void in me that hurts them twice as much. Their blessings curdle when they speak my name. I am the living proof of heaven's shame. I tried to warn my brother with a look, but he reached out and now his soul is shook. He sees things moving in the corner of his eye. Since that day I let my guard down and cried. My sister's children used to laugh and play. Now they watch the darkness and they pray. They whisper names I taught them in my sleep, while angels that once guarded them retreat. I'm not the one who needs to save him now. I'm just the poison that infects the bow. The demon doesn't haunt me in the night. He uses me to kill the holy light. And everyone who dares to come too close, I am the ghost. I am the hope.
The opening lines set the stage perfectly. I wear my damnation like a second skin. The holy water burns where I have been. This isn't someone fighting a curse. They're living in it. It's become part of their identity. The imagery is powerful. The idea that holy water doesn't burn the person, but the ground they walk on, tells us their very presence is a corruption. My shadow doesn't follow where I walk. it leads the way in some unholy talk. This is a brilliant subversion. Our shadow is supposed to be a passive copy of us, but here, it's an active, malevolent force leading the protagonist into darkness. It suggests a complete loss of control, where the inner demon is now in the driver's seat. The psychology at play here is fascinating. The protagonist is aware of the void within them, but it's a void that hurts them twice as much. This speaks to the nature of empathy and connection. The line, "I am the living proof of heaven's shame," is devastating. This leads us to the most heartbreaking part of the song, the impact on family. I tried to warn my brother with a look, but he reached out and now his soul is shook. This is the core tragedy. The protagonist's love and connection are the very channels the darkness uses. The protagonist's tears aren't for himself, but for the damage he's caused. This is guilt on a soul-crushing scale. It gets even worse with the next generation. My sister's children used to laugh and play. Now they watch the darkness and they pray. The corruption of innocence is a powerful theme. He's not just affecting his peers, but poisoning the future. Ultimately, this song is a masterclass in psychological horror and dark storytelling. There's many psychological aspects we haven't touched upon yet. Self-sacrifice, resignation, self-awareness. Let us know in the comments which aspects in storytelling trigger you the most. Now, for the visual storytelling. The overall style of the video is somber, but crisp and modern. Even though the theme is heavily spiritual, the use of special effects have been severely minimized. The use of VFX shadows always point to self-implication and are sometimes barely even noticeable. And some of the hints, for instance in the highway scene, only become visible to the most astute viewers. So how about you click to the premiere, hit that bell, make sure you're there and tell us what you see. The seasons are changing, and with them, so do the stories in our vault. Just like the North prepared for winter, we're preparing something powerful. Winter is coming to 0165 Productions. Not just a season, a transformation. New mysteries, darker stories. The vault is evolving. First announcement is the coming of the Solstice Crown. Here's a short snippet of the song.
And the solstice crown fits a head that's gone cold. It's a story of ruin, a tale that is told of a king and a kingdom he can no longer hold. Just a throne made of silence, a heart that is sold. He traded his counsel for a traitor's cold lies, closed his ears to her warnings, her desperate cries. The air and the hearth, both stolen away. He just stared at the throne at the end of the day. And the solstice crown fits a head that's gone cold. It's a story of ruin, a tale that is told of a king and a kingdom he can no longer hold. Just a throne made of silence, a heart that is so.
The Solstice Crown releases December 19th, right before the longest day of the year. Our next song takes a different approach. It's called Warmth You Trade. It has the same overarching theme, just with a little twist. It launches January 16th at 8. Enjoy a little teaser.
We gathered in the center when the storm came down. Shared our blankets, shared our bread in Haven Light Town. Candles burning, children sleeping on the floor, telling ourselves we'd seen these winters before. But the snow kept falling, 3 feet then 4. Trenor is struggling just to power one door. Old man Hendrix said, I'll fix it, just hold on. By morning light we found him frozen, hope was gone. 2 weeks in and we were rationing the last, fighting over crumbs, friendships fading fast. The cold outside was nothing to the chill within. That's when we heard the knocking, saw him standing there through.
The Vault was brought to you by 0165 Productions.
If you like this content, hit those like and subscribe buttons.
And use that little bell so you don't miss a thing. That concludes tonight's episode.